Tony.
Come on, guys.
Welcome everyone to the Whittier Regional Vocational Technical High School School Committee meeting for February 5th. Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public comment. Is there anybody from the public? Not being heard.
Mr.
Move
Chairman.
on. Yes, Mr. Tucker.
I'd like to move the minutes of January 8th, minutes of the regular school committee meeting.
Second. Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? None? Any abstentions? Treasury report, Mr. Lesage.
Move to accept.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Old business, evening school update. Tia Roy.
All right. Good evening, School Committee Chairperson, Superintendent Maureen Lynch, and all Whittier Tech School Committee members. My name is Tia Roy, and I am the proud Director of Community Partnerships here at Whittier Tech. This evening, I'll be presenting to you about our dynamic evening education programs. Truth be told, I could honestly speak with you all night about this topic. But tonight, we're just going to focus on providing a program overview, focusing on really looking at our spring 2020 semester. We'll look at a year-by-year comparison of enrollment and program trends. We'll look at the direction of where our evening education programs are going here at Whittier and across the state of Massachusetts. And then we will close with an opportunity for questions, comments, and discussion. So the question is, what happens here at Whittier Tech after 2:03 p.m.? And more specifically on Monday and Wednesday evenings, for the most part, between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. here at Whittier. We pride ourselves on offering community education in both the fall and spring semester. We focus on offering professional development-based courses, allowing people to earn licenses and certification here. We focus on personal enrichment courses, allowing people to extend their learning beyond their current employment or to extend their learning in their spare time. We also offer online education through our Ed2Go or Cengage system. We have very affordable prices. So again, our evening education programs are catering to our community, so we want to make sure that our programs are accessible to our community members. We have a robust offering, and we really focus on consistency. So we meet often as the Northeast Regional Planning meetings, and we meet with other vocational schools that offer evening education programs, and they often look to us for the model program as to what techniques and trends that we find in our programs. We have high quality education and instruction, and almost all of our courses are based in theory to practice. So our electricians and plumbers are coming in at night, and they're learning the theory that goes with the practice that they offer during the day in their line of work. Our instructors have over 30 years of experience, most of them, and they're very, very dedicated to teaching the next generation of people their skill and their trade. Each semester we have between 25 and 30 course offerings, and we often look at what's happening in society, what's happening in the community, which informs what it is that we offer. And we also, of course, look at student feedback every semester to see which programs we definitely want to continue running. Our state grant funded programs are also included in our evening education program, and I'll go more in depth about that for spring 2020 shortly. So taking a deeper dive into cost comparison. Again, we're looking at affordable programs to offer to our community. So as you can see here, there is a list of different programs in the area that offer electrical programming. Our cost is $550 plus a registration fee per semester. So our electricians pay this in the fall, and then they pay this again in the spring. We've identified that we are in the middle to higher range of price, but our students, again, are telling us time and time again that this is an affordable option for them and a local option. Oftentimes, our students are looking to places like Peterson School and Gould Construction that you'll see at the bottom of this list, and those programs are a lot higher in price and are often farther away from student workplaces. Another thing to note about these vocational schools and their offerings for electrical programs and plumbing specifically is that they're somewhat inconsistent in when they're offering them due to the instructors that they have available. So our, again, programs, we really strive on being consistent. People know that we're offering them each semester and that people can look to us to know that the programs they're looking for we will have available. Again, on cost comparison, just looking at the array of costs of our programs, we have single-day workshops for things that range from $50 to $250, and our most expensive program is our cosmetology 13-month program, which is $7,500. So this is always my favorite night of every semester here at Whittier Tech Evening Education Program. Our digital photography class goes around the building and really captures what happens here at night. So again, this is just a quick glimpse, but we have adults of all ages here at night. A lot of people are coming here to start their future. They're coming here to get a certification that will allow them to be successful moving forward. A lot of people are coming here for fun, to learn a new skill that they didn't know before. We also see a lot of times that uncles and cousins and students and their parents will come together at night and will take a class together. It really, truly is a community. Our cosmetology program, just as we speak, they are doing their first haircut on their parents right now, right down the hall. So again, giving you that real community feel here at Whittier Tech in the evening. We are also looking in fall 2020 to gather even more demographic information about our student population here at Whittier at night, so we're able to see exactly who's in the building and how we can better cater to our population moving forward. So looking deeply at our spring 2020 evening education enrollment, we currently have 450 students here in the building in the spring, and this is typically the breakdown that you'll see every semester. So our electrical and plumbing students are a massive amount of our population. So we currently have 157 electrical students, 181 plumbing students. 26 of our students are in other professional-based courses, and 86 of our other students are taking personal and enrichment courses. So again, this is the general model of what it looks like each semester, knowing that our electrical and plumbing courses are our most highly enrolled, and we also have the other categories as well. So taking a look at the 11 cities and towns that Whittier Tech supports, this is a breakdown of looking at 254 members of our 450 student enrollment for spring 2020 and seeing where they're coming from in terms of town breakdowns. So you can see a large amount of our population coming from the Haverhill and Bradford area, as well as Amesbury, Salisbury, and Groveland. It's important to note that this also stays very similar from year to year. So each of the pie slices will often fluctuate slightly, but this is a real accurate depiction of where our students are coming from. It's also important to note that 87 of our students are coming from other Massachusetts cities and towns, and 109 of our students are coming from other cities and towns in New Hampshire. To highlight one of our current grant-funded programs, we applied for a grant in the fall through the state of Massachusetts, and we were awarded $52,000 through Mass Hire or the North Shore Workforce Investment Board. We currently have 15 individuals in the building right now who are in this program of advanced manufacturing. They are identified as either unemployed, underemployed, or as incumbent workers, meaning that they were working in an advanced manufacturing company at a lower level and are looking to work their way up in their field. At successful completion of this program, the students will have MACWIC Level 1 and 2 certifications, which will allow them to be extremely employable, and they'll also have their OSHA certification. This program runs Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, as well as Saturdays from January through May. It's a 300-hour program. And we have 3 instructors in the program who are all affiliated with Whittier, and 2 of those identify as alumni and were in the advanced manufacturing program here in high school. Northern Essex Community College has also approached us about running an advanced manufacturing program in the summer of 2020. So again, showing that this is only going to continue to grow as a popular area. And we were given word by our Mass Hire connection that the state of Massachusetts moving forward is looking to run at least 7 advanced manufacturing programs each year until further notice. So taking a look at our evening education program enrollment from year to year. So this gives you an idea of what the trends have been from 2014 until now. So taking a look here instantly, you can see that we've had a steady increase from year to year for our evening education enrollment. Bringing your attention to the green bars, those represent our fall semesters, and the purple bars represent our spring semesters. So across the board in all of higher education and certainly community education, our green bars or our fall semester will always be more highly enrolled than our spring, just because we're coming off summer and the hype is there for people to get back in the classroom and to start learning or enhancing their skill set. Taking a look specifically at the 2019 year, we're looking at a major increase in fall 2019 enrollment, as we had done a lot of rebranding work over the summer and sent our rebranded brochure to 69,000 households in and around the district and areas. We also did a great push that last academic year of visiting local high schools and letting them know that Whittier Tech is an option for students. And again, looking at the comparison of fall 2019, where we had about 563 students. We have 450 students right now in spring 2020. As we did a lot of look at which programs we really wanted to emphasize more time and energy into, and the programs that were less popular as we moved forward. So looking at the future of evening education programs here at Whittier, we really want to focus our energy and our time on preparing the workforce. So looking at our community members and saying, how can we help you get to where you need and want to be? So a lot of people are still looking, of course, to college as an option, but a lot more people we're finding are looking at certifications and other options where they can get what they need and start working quickly and gaining experience. So our most popular program this past year has been our Electrical Fundamentals program. We started it in fall 2019 and are also offering it this spring 2020 semester. This is an opportunity for people who are interested in entering the electrical field but have little to no knowledge, for them to come in, have a 75-hour hands-on course, for them to gather knowledge, gather insight, for them to approach an electrician and say, hire me on so I can become an apprentice, and then they can come to us and take each of their theory classes from there. This class filled up in the first 8 hours that we had it open, and we have a wait list we've had a wait list for last semester and a wait list for this semester. Parents, grandparents, students themselves are calling us saying, my son or daughter wants to be an electrician. They need this education. So again, reinforcing that idea that what we're offering is meeting the needs of the community. And we are looking to offer our first plumbing fundamentals course, very similar to the electrical fundamentals, in fall 2020. One of our day school metal fabrication and welding instructors, it will be sitting for his certified welding inspector exam on March 28th. Successful completion of that program would allow us to have not only here in the evening, but also during the day, a certified welding program. which is really unheard of in this area. The closest educational facility that offers a certified welding program is very, very far up in Maine. So we would really be offering a one-of-a-kind program to our students through this certified welding program. This is our second round of our 1,000-hour certification program for cosmetology. We had a program last semester with 7 students. We had 4 successfully complete the program, take their state board, pass the state board, and are successfully employed. We currently have 12 students in our cosmetology program currently, and also have a wait list for students that are looking to start in the fall. Our certified nursing assistant is, again, as popular as ever. That's another career field that's linked with a certification, and people know that they can be employed right after completion. Our dental assisting program, we're looking to run a dental assisting program in the fall. And we are also looking at the possibility of adding a wastewater management training program, which would not only assist our facilities team here at Whittier, but is also of great need in this general area for professionals. And as we talked about before, advanced manufacturing is only going to increase in terms of the number of jobs, in terms of the number of training programs needed. So we will continue to see programs like that coming our way in the future. On January 23rd, Governor Baker visited Greater Lawrence Technical High School to announce more information about his Career Tech Initiative, which really allows us to see that we may be busy here in vocational schools across the state of Massachusetts, but we are only going to continue to be even busier in future years. So as Baker announced in his State of the Commonwealth address, the Career Tech Initiative expands the capacity of vocational high schools by running 3 shifts a day in order to train more than 20,000 additional residents over the next 4 years. So again, we have a lot of robust programs happening here at night. We're doing our best in so many ways to serve the community, and we're always looking at different ways to enhance and improve the current offerings that we provide. At this point in time, I would like to thank you for allowing me to speak to you this evening about our evening education programs. I would also like to personally invite you to come and see us on Monday and Wednesday evenings. I would love to walk you around to allow you to see what happens here truly at night, to meet our students, to meet our instructors, and to see all that happens here at Whittier Tech in the evening. At this point in time, I'd like to open the floor for any questions, comments, or discussion.
Mr. Tucker?
One thing that interests me is the wastewater management training program, and having a qualified person to teach that program and spread some of that certification. Is it a certification program?
I believe it is, yes. We, the closest program is through the Peterson School, and we've been in communication with them. And they had mentioned that they would be willing to come out here and to offer a program for our staff, but we're looking at the possibility of offering our own program here.
And I know it comes up from time to time when we have our own facilities personnel that, it's good to have that license.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. LaBelle?
Yes, very enlightening discussion. On the major electrical and plumbing is the kind of the forerunners. And these students, I know that there are several, a lot of Whittier alumni that are in, that have their own companies or whatever. Do you reach out to them, see if they're looking for people to, join their?
Yes, oh, absolutely, from the Electrical Fundamentals program.
Yeah.
So a lot of our students, as a result of completing the program, have already been hired by electrical companies. So again, that goes to show the quality instruction that they were given during their time and what they've learned, but also the need, the community need, certainly. And we're in touch often with alumni who own their own businesses for electrical, for not only the Electrical Fundamentals class, but also serving their workforce in terms of the theory classes that we offer.
That's great.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So we're still doing apprenticeship and master classes as well?
Yes.
Just say a couple
Yeah.
things. First, Tia, thank you so much. I know you've been working, I see you working day and night on trying to continue or increase our enrollment for night school. Tia attends a lot of mass hire meetings to make sure that we're providing a workforce that's needed in this area. And she's been a part of that group for a long time. I'm very excited about the welding program. Our teacher, Chris Gerber, who did Mega Kitty downstairs, has put a lot of time and effort into getting this certification. I think it's gonna be really exciting for our night school students. Our night school program and the welding program always fills up really quickly too. So this is nice that they'll actually get a certification when they walk out the door. And as part of, I don't know if you heard Governor Baker on January 23rd, and at his State of the Union address as well, talked a lot about more night school classes for adults at our vocational technical schools, more after dark, so more high school students coming to the high school in the afternoon, trying to keep the facilities here, and why wouldn't we? The facilities at our vocational schools open from 7 in the morning till 9 at night. And as you see, when you come in the door, there's always a lot going on here at the school. And I think it's really exciting, and it's exciting to see so much excitement from our own state and our governor about vocational technical programs. And I look forward to seeing what's next, because you've done a great job. As you can see, we've had some tremendous growth this year, and I just think we can only continue to grow. So thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. James?
I also appreciated the brochure. I mean, I think that's a really good PR piece.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Just school committee members got a discount on tuition?
No.
The electrical program, now you teach a lot of trade theory and stuff. Now is that strictly for residential electrical, or do you do like industrial type stuff like marine electrical, crane maintenance, that type stuff where electrical theory comes into play?
Sure. So it's mostly residential, but a lot of our students do beyond residential work. A lot of our students are working for commercial-based companies as well. And the instructors also tailor the curriculum according to who they have in the class. So they'll do a good survey on the first night of class to identify who is in the room and what type of jobs they're working on, and they'll tailor the curriculum accordingly, while also making sure they get the content that they need to successfully sit for and pass their test.
Well, would they change the curriculum on what they're teaching according to probably an employer to meet an employer standards? You know, to kind of have job placement? Would that be a possibility?
So a lot of our students in our electrical and plumbing classes are currently employed. So we don't necessarily do a whole lot in terms of job placement for those students, but there is such a robust network within our electrical and plumbing programs that the students are constantly connecting and talking about the type of work they do, their commute, their quality of life in their work, and oftentimes they work with each other that way to identify different employment opportunities that are available. Thank you.
Mr. Tucker?
I just wanted to mention that General Electric and the local 201 union are cooperating with Lynn Votech with an evening machinist program, as well as Gloucester High School. We're close enough to GE that we could possibly say we have some good machinist candidates, but it also just shows you the need for machinists and how important the night school is becoming.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you very much. That was very informative.
Thank you.
Katie Parsons, teacher coach.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Superintendent Lynch, and the rest of the school committee. I want to thank you guys for letting me delay my visit to your lovely committee meeting due to an illness, so I really appreciate it. All right, so part of my job role is to help with technology, so I should be able to do this. All right, so my name is Catherine Parsons. I've been an employee for Whittier Tech, foremost as an English teacher for 13 years. I started in the job coach role in 2017, and really I was at the district the job description popped open, and I looked and thought I could meet all of these requirements. So before 2017, a first and second year teacher were paired with a teacher in close proximity, either physically or content-wise, based on the curriculum director is deciding on who was available as a mentor. And I think the district looked at that and thought that was wonderful, but we could offer more, and we could offer a more comprehensive and single message. So that's where really, I think the thought process was in creating this role. So in 2017, I took over, and so I was responsible for the class of 2016 hires in their second year or last year of mentorship. And then from there on, the 2017 crew and beyond has been kind of they're my students. I also still retain students, so my classroom is open for new teachers or veteran teachers to come and see practices or a teaching style or a physical space that they want to try. But I wanted to show you the demographics to see that we have cohorts so blended that are reflective of our students. So the first group in 2016 were primarily vocational teachers, and I came from a background of academics. So for me, it was really going into their spaces, hearing their side and how I could support them, navigating, staying in the teaching career, navigating, remaining at Whittier Tech for lifelong employment. The other group in that population has been the SIPs, which is the specialized support personnel that the state identifies on the teacher evaluation as school counselors, nurses, adjustment counselors, or even a psychologist, and our special education teachers. So those are your red numbers that you're seeing on this demographic. And then finally, the gray are academic staff. And we've seen, or I've personally seen, that the hiring done at the district level has really brought in a high caliber of academic teachers who aren't new to the career. So we are hiring really veteran teachers and bringing them into an environment where they can hit the ground running. And it's been really nice to then partner them with a novice teacher in another area, like a vocational teacher coming out of their career. So it's been kind of that partnership, and through blended learning and after-school programming, I'm building these peer cohorts so that they really learn that they can connect with each other, as well as the veteran staff and direct supervisors. So every year I ask for feedback from my mentors, and I ask them twice a year for feedback. And the feedback that I'm using and the questions I'm using are based on the state regulations and guidelines for mentoring programs. So they're questions about their satisfaction level, things that they would change or do differently about the program. And each summer I review that with the director of curriculum, and we make planning for next school year's activities. So at the bequest of, or recommendation of several staff last year who aged out of the mentoring program, they suggested that all of this information they would love at the very beginning of the school year instead of spacing it out till May. So this year we front-loaded in all the first year meetings. I've met with them twice a week for this whole school year, after school for an hour every, twice a week. They're about done. And then they'll have individual appointments with me for the rest of the school year rather than learning about an IEP in May. So really it's front-loading all of the information they need to be as most successful and as independent in their classroom settings as possible. So I'm looking always for feedback from the people who are participating in the program, as well as the administrative staff who I've learned to work closely with as they evaluate these people and their job performances. So I offer school day supports. Again, I teach 2 sections. Each year my sections of students that I teach is flexed, but then I'm available to all teachers. Primarily my focus is first and second year teachers, but I will get referrals or veteran teachers reaching out to me to try something new, to communicate with a difficult parent, to work with the guidance staff on behalf of approaching the SEL initiative that the district is going. So some of those things I will do by on appointment. I just share a Google Doc calendar appointment, and I'm blocked out. So that's kind of a week for me in the calendar blocking, who's visiting me, why, what we're working on. My office is out of the library, so I often try to get people to come to the library. or I go directly to them, because I find that when they start networking with each other, we're building better relationships among our staff to then continue improving their practice. Because at the end of the day, that's what teachers do, or should be doing. So that's school day supports I offer for staff. Beyond the school day support, I have built out a Google Classroom platform for new staff. And I kind of did it for two reasons. One, to fully immerse them in the technological experience that they have to provide as teachers. And two, to provide this ongoing support that they could access at all hours. One of those things that I post is a weekly Monday memo. It may be a topic about teaching practice, but undoubtedly at the end, I always put what's going on in the building. Monday, the boys' basketball team is away. Tuesday, your lesson plans are due. Wednesday, we have staff development. It's Spirit Week. Here's a picture of me from high school wearing a costume. Wear one as a teacher. So things like that that encourage their participation and conversation. This year, I offered open to all staff an Apple Teacher Certification Study class. So it was mandatory for my group, my first year group, but it was open to all staff. And by the end of the course, and through their own study, they got their Apple Teacher Cert, which is a district goal for most staff members on their teacher evaluation. The other thing I really loved this year and hope to do next year is a student panel. I asked the peer-to-peer leadership group in the fall to pick 4 students, and we had both first and second year teachers in there, and they could ask the students any questions. And we had the questions ahead of time so that the kids could prep and have their answers, really to learn what a day in a life is like for a student at Whittier Tech. Because as teachers, we get in our tunnel vision, these are my kids in front of me for 42 minutes, and try to compartmentalize, but they're seeing 8 different teachers throughout their day with 8 different teaching styles, and how can we all work together to make their experience the best. So that was really great. Miss Lynch actually sat through that one, and I think she enjoyed it too. The other thing that we've really built in more is having more guest presenters. So the assistant principal, Miss Fleming, comes down and does the CPI training every year, especially for the first years. We've had Rich Gonzalez, the safety building person, come down and talk about safety in the building and awareness. Miss McDonald, the math department chair, ran an IXL training. So I've tried to tag teachers in leadership roles in the building, coming to not only be a face and a name, but also share their expertise with new staff members. And then again, per my feedback from the new staff, they asked that each meeting have a clear agenda and a topic. And so this year we really launched that initiative and mapped out for the whole year what each after-school hour would be. And I can show you, maybe. I wanted to show you how Google Classroom is used for first and second year teachers, both during the school day and outside of the school day. I created this in 2017 when I first took on this role for 2 reasons. One, as a place for teachers to get information quickly, and 2, for the ability for our staff to see Google Classroom as a platform and how to function as a student, since many of them are choosing to use this as a technology platform within their own classrooms. So each year I create a new course and invite the staff members as needed. Then in classwork, I have topics that are needed during our induction program. Technology, teacher evaluation, school resources, professional development, observations, Monday memos, lesson plans and frameworks, differentiation, communication, classroom management, and assessment are our tabs. I can upload materials, I can upload videos, and it sorts it by topic. You can also toggle into the stream and see that there are other teachers participating in the classroom or leaving class comments. This way we can see each other and talk to each other throughout the course of the day or when anyone has a prep period. And then I obviously know that there will be questions. I did not add that slide, so I got to stop that. But I'm open to questions or discussion and comments or feedback. So that's kind of an overview of my job.
Questions, anyone?
Well, it seems like you're running a very dynamic program involving a lot of different teachers from different disciplines. And it's almost like instead of having cluster chairs or department heads, you're sort of trying to bring everybody all together in one single-minded operation.
Right, and I obviously still refer to like all the chain of command protocols that are in place at Whittier and that have worked for so well for so long. So first line of defense is your cluster chair. Second line of defense is your direct supervisor or evaluator. And then let's go beyond that. But I think that all of those things together in a cohesive line, or that we're all saying the same message, has really gotten off the ground by year 3. I feel very confident at this point that I am doing what's asked of me by all groups and really providing a program that's beyond the expectation of the state.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
You're doing a good job.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, one second.
I just want to add one thing. I meet with Katie weekly, just to go over various things that might be happening in the school, and so that we are all on the same page. I felt, and I think the entire team and the school committee really felt, that this was an opportunity to really work with teachers that are coming right out of industry and into a classroom. It's really hard to just put a teacher into a classroom in front of 30 kids without any training. And Katie's been really great at, helping people with lesson plans and how do you upload those lesson plans? How do you use the student information system? What does a rubric look like? How does that, affect MCAS and assessments? And you've done a fantastic job, and I really want to thank you, because when we hire employees here, we want to make sure they stay here. And this has been a great resource for us to make sure that we're hiring top-notch employees, providing them the training that they need to be successful, and then hoping that they stay here at Whittier for a good long time, so.
Mr. Lobo.
Yeah. Go ahead. You have a question? So, if I see this correctly, there's like 2 different avenues. There's the training and mentoring of your side, of all the issues. And then the other side is the departmental curriculum, how we deliver the curriculum, that the new teachers get from that side. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because I'm not a plumbing instructor, right?
Right.
So I'm only learning plumbing when I go in and observe a plumbing instructor. And so my expertise is classroom layout, physical setup, managing difficult students, finding the correct resource in the district for them.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that we have this on our file cabinet? Have you accessed your resources? So for me, I feel like I'm more of a resource person
Right.
for people, and they just have to ask and find me, and then I'll just kind of try to make them move mountains so that they become the best teacher to get the kids to be the best kids, to everyone meeting the goal and district vision.
So the gradual movement from, according to this bar graph here, into the academic area is now moving forward.
Well, the demographics, I think, are dependent on what we have as vacancies
I see.
for the staff, right? So, but those are things that I can't control in my job role.
Right.
So I have to be more flexible. So we had actually, yesterday, I observed the new CAD instructor, who's a former alumni. He's brand new to teaching, coming out of industry. And I heard him through an observation of 45 minutes use at least 6 math terms. Polygon, diameter, all these things. And I said, okay, have you connected with a math teacher yet to look at the math scope and sequence to understand when these words are being introduced to them as students of math? And can we build a partnership and foster a relationship between you as a new first-year instructor in a vocational area and a new math teacher to really make an interdisciplinary connection for students so that they can transfer knowledge and build up? Because there's so much in all of our areas that we really, through collaboration, and that has really been the shift in education, I think, with 21st century, is that teaching is no longer a craft of isolation, it is a craft of collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think between the academic and the vocational, the new vocational teacher comes in and he has 8 hours with the student. Where, an academic teacher has 42 or 46 now,
42?
42 minutes. There's a huge difference. I mean, it's,
And so that was one of the things I hadn't yet experienced. So this fall, before things got really hectic, I spent a day in the life in a shop as a student. And so I went to our vocational coordinator, Bev, and I asked Ms. DeSalvo, like, where should I go? What should I do? And she recommended a few teachers, and I sat through early childhood care, and the kids said, be careful, we have fourth lunch, you're gonna get real hungry. And so that alone was a learning curve, because as an academic, I'm used to my lunch, and I don't think about their shift as students, and then as a teacher trying to always shift instruction, get them engaged while our bellies are rumbling and we have to wait for 12:30. So it was that gave me more knowledge and power to go to another vocational area and say, okay, we can do this, I have experience now, I'll find you a resource or a tool, whether it's a fellow peer in your vocational area or another resource in the district.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you, Eddie. Thank you.
Reports and communications, our student rep, Catherine McNulty.
Great. Good evening, Chairman, Superintendent Lynch, and all other school committee members. We're gonna kick this off with the chess club. The chess club membership is at a steady 20 plus about. 12 students entered the second tournament, which will conclude on Thursday. The Key Club this month started an after-school service project for the Merrimack Valley Hope Mission Project, an organization that distributes brown lunch bags every Friday for those in need. The group tries to have decorated bags as a way for the community they are serving to feel seen and appreciated. They will continue to make bags throughout the remainder of the year. The Multicultural Club is doing the Coats for Kids drive. They donated a total of 78 coats and jackets to Anton's Cleaners to give to area communities. The January meeting was hosted by a Whittier student, originally from Colombia, South America, who presented her heritage and home country. It was fantastic, and they look forward to the next meeting, where they will learn about Dominican Independence Day on February 27th. Music and drama production. Mr. Perselli has been busy designing the set and blocking the actors. With the help of students, we are procuring our costume pieces through a variety of sources, including borrowing from neighboring schools, reusing pieces from our collection, and buying new items. The show has a colorful, magical look that takes place in 400 AD in King Charlemagne's. I'm not sure.
Charmaine?
It's gotta be
It's an empire's juxtapose. Yeah,
It's a word.
I think so. With a contemporary circus setting, making it both fun and challenging. They are finalizing the set and artistic details and will be collaborating with the art, CAD, carpentry, and cosmetology departments in the production. Ms. Santos has been assisting with rehearsals, and Miss Bucher and Miss Anderson are on board to help with costuming. The pit has been chosen, and the musical preparation is ongoing. Yep, that's it. The student government is well underway in the planning stages for the 2020 prom. With the help of the prom committee, they've chosen the Great Gatsby Roaring Twenties theme, perfect for the class of 2020. Planned for the decorations, picked the beautiful invitations, and are now getting recommendations for the prom song. Tickets will be $75 each this year. They will eventually share with the seniors information in the communities to defray the cost of a dress or tux if needed. Peer leadership, they're working hard, helping with the freshman halftime show last week. They helped lead small groups of freshmen through team building activities in the auditorium. During the next meeting, they will be discussing a program where peer leaders will sit with others who may not have someone to sit with during lunch. All right. The DECA program will compete at States February 27th to the 29th, which will have 5 students competing against the rest of the state. Any team that places will move on to compete at the international conference. DECA will also be fundraising by selling and delivering flowers for Valentine's Day. It will be delivered during homeroom on Friday, the 14th. The Interact Club just participated in serving community meals at the Haverhill Citizen Center on the 27th of January. They will be helping with the program again in March. They're also going to plan the Wildcat Walk for the spring. The Environmental Club is running the recycling program and advocating for additional resources to possibly expand. Skills USA, the students are preparing for Skills USA District Conference, and there are 177 students registered for this conference. The boys basketball team had an up and down month. After starting out 4-0, the team dropped 4 in a row to even their record to 4-4. The team followed that streak with another 4 winning games, coming to 8-4. The team is now 8-6 and is hopeful to win at least 2 more games in order to qualify for the playoffs. The girls basketball team is currently 12-4, tied for first place in the league. They've qualified for the 2020 MIAA state tournament. They are hosting Stoneham tonight at Whittier Tech. Varsity cheer has been working hard to prepare for the upcoming competition season. They will take the mats for the first time February 16th at Billerica High School. They're really hoping to add another year to the cheerleading banner. The wrestling team has a current dual record of 16-2. Both losses were to 2 top 20 teams, Lawrence and Shawsheen, in the state of Massachusetts, and were lost by 1 match. A couple of noticeable wins this season were wins over Haverhill High, St. John Shrewsbury, and North Andover. The team has recently finished 2nd place at the Pelham Tournament and 2nd place at State Vocational Tournament, where 12 wrestlers place. The team is now currently 22-2, I believe. Jeremiah Colazzo was a 160-pound champ at the Pelham Tournament. I personally finished first at the Phillips Andover All-Girls Tournament last weekend.
Good for you. Hey.
And Dave Dyer from the Eagle Tribune said Whittier Tech has one of the most balanced teams in the area. And the varsity hockey team, their current record is 3-9-1. The JV hockey team is on a 5-game winning streak with a big win over Central Catholic and Nashua this past weekend. That is all.
Good job.
Good job, Kate, yeah.
Any questions, Catherine?
What's the musical? What's the name of the musical?
Pippin.
What?
Pippin.
Oh, it's Pippin. Okay, I'm like thinking, what is that? The
That's
description,
Scotty
I couldn't
Pippen?
get it. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Superintendent's report. Ms. Lynch.
Good evening, Chairman, members of the committee. For informational purposes, for you, I have personnel action hires for evening school, spring 2020.
Yep.
Biology MCAS retest after school program for the winter 2020. Resignations of a district safety and security director and a math instructor. The budget update, the executive subcommittee met earlier this evening and reduced the budget from 6.79% to a 6.32% budget increase for next year. MCAS update, reported that the November MCAS results are in. There were 5 students that took the ELA retest and 4 passed, and 6 students took the math retest and 3 passed. We were also granted an appeal on a biology MCAS for a senior. So February 5th and 6th, there will be 17 seniors and 17 juniors and 15 sophomores taking the biology retest. Our MCAS pass rate is, for the class of 2020, 100%, and the class of 2020, 93.4%. On Thursday, January 9th, I met with Secretary Pizer, Secretary of Education, along with members of the MAVA board. Secretary Pizer discussed the opportunity for increasing our adult evening program. There will be state funds used to help educating adult learners. On Friday, January 10th, I attended the Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce annual mayors and town managers meeting at the Andover Country Club in Andover, along with Kara Cosmas, our business manager. On Monday, January 13th, 2020, I attended the MAVA officers meeting in Malden. We met with Commissioner Riley. Discussions included new regulations regarding vocational technical education, admissions, and access concerns. On Wednesday, January 15th, I attended the Merrimack Valley Superintendent's Association at the Lanham Club. Attorney Long presented new laws and regulations concerning schools and education. On Wednesday, January 15th, I attended the Haverhill Education Coalition along with Kara Cosmos and Patricia Lowell. We were able to give a brief presentation on what Whittier Tech can offer students. After our presentation, Representative Vargas gave a brief overview of the Student Opportunity Act. On Friday, January 17th, I attended the North Shore Superintendent's Roundtable Legislative Meeting at Essex Tech. The meeting was with the North Shore legislators to discuss the increased needs of students needing mental health service. I think we all can attest to that. On Wednesday, January 22nd, I was interviewed by WHAV Radio. Wim and I discussed opportunities that are available for students and the possibility of Whittier Tech getting a school building project. I want to thank him for being such a gracious host. On Thursday, January 23rd, I attended the MASS Midwinter Meeting in Marlborough along with Chris Leganis. On my way home, I was lucky enough to go to Greater Lawrence Tech and see the governor give a presentation about our after dark programs and evening education opportunities for adult learners. On Friday, January 24th, I attended the MAVA Board of Directors meeting at Assabet Valley Technical High School in Marlborough. The board continues to work together to provide access to all students in the Commonwealth. On Tuesday, January 28th, I attended the Merrimack Valley Workforce Investment Board quarterly meeting at Lawrence General Hospital. We discussed the governor's proposal for evening programs at vocational schools. On Friday, January 31st, I hosted area superintendent's meeting here at Whittier. We had a nice lunch, and I want to thank Carol Jacobs from Georgetown, Brian Blake from Ipswich, Brian Forget from Triton, Sean Gallagher from Newburyport, and Michael Finfer from Haverhill for attending last Friday. Before you, I need a vote for an establishment of a scholarship. The David Godsword and Heather Bernard are donating a $1,000 scholarship to establish Kenneth Bernard Fund. This award will be given to defray the cost of tools and equipment for a graduating machine technology student who intends to enter the trade rather than pursue education.
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah, I have a question. Is this $1,000 one year or $1,000 every year?
I think they're looking to set up a fund, so for right now, it would be the 1,000 for this year, but moving forward, we hope that it will be a continual thing.
I just wanted to clarify.
Anyone else? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
I also have a field trip request. I'm sorry, Mr. Early is not here. But we're looking to go on February 29th to Mount Sunapee in Newbury, New Hampshire, and it's a ski club. It will be a Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Move approval.
Second.
Any discussion?
Do we have the necessary paperwork?
Someone's got to do it. We vote before they leave.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Anything else?
That's it for me.
Principals update. Mr. Leganis.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, Superintendent Lynch, rest of the school committee. If you can believe it, the halfway point is, we're over a halfway point. Today is the 94th day. All students have completed their midterms and the third quarter has started. Don't ask me where the time has gone. Parents' Night, our second Parents' Night, will be held tomorrow night from 6 to 8. And for all academic courses, academics only. And from 5 to 6, we have a few presentations going on. Early college, AP, and school-wide Title I programming in the auditorium will be going off. Hidden in Plain Sight, which I know that we're familiar with from the Above the Influence crew, and as well as our Breathe program. That's from our adjustment counselors will be there answering questions. I think also Ms. Parsons is involved in both those programs, so she'll be there tomorrow night. So we have a few things before at 5 to 6, so hopefully no snow is gonna bother us tomorrow, Mother Nature. So anyway, if you can believe it too, November 14th, before our first parent night, Bev DeSavo and all the vocational teachers had presentations in the auditorium. Then parents were able to meet one-on-one with the vocational instructors, if you remember, in the cafeteria, and the instructors helped guide the parents and students through process of obtaining their technical program to pursue for the following year. So here we are. The freshmen have chosen the shops. Yeah, it's crazy. And they'll be ready to start Wednesday, February the 26th, and March 4th after vacation. The guidance counselors, as Mr. James knows, the guidance counselors are going out on interviews. They started on Monday in the middle schools. The schedule this week, they hit Little Whittier, Georgetown, Amesbury, and Pawtucket. They're going through till tomorrow, or Thursday and Friday. On Thursday, March 19th, and the entire junior class, and thanks to Ms. Lynch, our superintendent, the entire junior class of Whittier Regional will be attending a Shakespearean play, Macbeth, at the North Shore Music Theater in Beverly, Massachusetts. What a wonderful opportunity for our students to not only attend a play at the theater, but attend a Shakespearean play, which is not something everyone has the opportunity to do. The students will be leaving Whittier at 8:15 and will be returning a little before 1 o'clock, so we'll feed them and get them on their regular buses that day. So thank you, Superintendent Lynch, for putting that together. What a great idea. Whittier will also be hosting on Saturday the 6th Annual Travis Yell Memorial Tournament. The 9 teams participating in the wrestling tournament: Gloucester, Triton, Pawtucket, Georgetown, Monty Tech, Essex Tech, Masconomet, Bristol Aggie, and Marblehead, and Marblehead/Swampscott. It has been a very successful event. We're honoring the life of an alum, former wrestler, son of one of our bus drivers, Heidi Yell. The Travis Yell Wrestling begins at 9:30 a.m. if anybody's interested, and it's pretty much going to go all day. Mrs. McNulty is going to be, her mom is going to be there, and all the concessions with the Booster Club will go to the Booster Club. So it's a great event for everyone. Again, this year's play, Pippin, is going to be held the March 20th, so pencil in your calendars, 20th through the 22nd. The students and staff are well under the way. You can hear them in the hallways. The play tells the story of Pippin, a young prince who longs to find passion and adventure in his life. His coming-of-age tale is imagined with the help of the leading player in a magical troupe of dazzling circus performance, if anybody is wondering what Pippin is. So that's all I have for you tonight.
Any questions?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Everyone.
Business managers report. There is no report this evening. Work on the budget is underway. March annual agenda items, school committee self-evaluation. Is that something we're gonna be getting through our
Yes.
computers?
Yes, and we'll have
All right.
wants to hand out as well.
And the budget review,
Yes.
will we be getting, when do we get the booklet?
So we'll have a budget review at 5 o'clock
Yeah.
at our next school committee meeting, and we'll get approval of that, and then we'll have the book ready to go for our next meeting.
Okay.
Budget workshop is for everyone.
For everyone, yes, 5 o'clock.
We've done the, the books coming out before that?
The books aren't, yeah, you'll have your books, not the actual
Right,
books that we
right.
send to our communities, but you'll have your books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, subcommittee reports. Executive did meet on January 8th. Minutes are in your packet.
Yep.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Instructional personnel, anything on that? No. Plan operations, Mr. Tucker.
Has not met. Unless there's a need for one,
No need at this time.
okay.
Salary negotiations, Mr. Early's not here. Is there any meetings? that
There's
need to
not a
come up?
need, but this spring we will need,
Yes,
definitely need.
okay. Policy, Mr. Irving, is, I think we've wrapped up all the policy, haven't we?
We're getting more.
There's always more.
Are the policy,
Admissions,
I got a question.
No.
Are the policies
Mr.
online?
Lobella.
Are the policies online?
Yes,
I can get them through here?
I believe so, through our website.
Oh, good.
Okay, meeting dates, the budget workshop is March 11th at 5 PM. That's right before the regular school committee meeting. Starts at 6:30, so if everybody can be here nice and early.
Excuse me,
Mr.
will there be
Tucker.
a vote expected at the budget workshop, or just a presentation?
There'll be a vote.
Okay.
Do we need an executive meeting before that?
Nah.
No? Okay.
Mr. Tucker says no.
Okay, that's good enough for me. There is no new business posted, and there is no
Move we adjourn.
executive session. We have
Second.
okay.